Hello everybody, First Month is here, again with something new. I like the line, now something completely different, and that is this one. Extrema Ratio, Italian knife company, Shrapnel 1. It's actually extended version of their Shrapnel model, which looks kind of similar like this one, but it's much shorter. Okay, this is my very first Extrema Ratio knife. Extrema Ratio is company, as I said, established in Italy. They claim they produce knife for military units. Probably yes, I don't know. And they got some hunting knives, but mostly I would say what I've seen up to date is simply most of them looks like kind of military or in some that way. So this one I call tactical chef knife or something like that. It's interesting. What new with this is not only the company is brand new for me. That's very first knife out of the company for me. Second thing, the steel. This is, they said, the stainless cobalt steel. It's actually Beller. Double dots on it. So Beller, it should be German stainless steel. And as we can see here, hardened for 58 HRC, which is great. And as I said many times, I'm glad that I know what I'm buying. So N690 steel and that hard. 58 is for me very good hardness because I know it holds an edge pretty long time, and in the other hand, it's pretty much easy to make it sharp again. It's not some kind of super steel. It's like normal steel. Somebody says it's very close to 440C, but the Extrema Ratio, as I know, working only with this steel. Maybe they got some exception, but really only few models are, I believe, few are made from different steel, different steel, but they know this steel. Like the SE use 1095 and they hardening for 55 to 57, I believe. Tops do it 1095, hardening for 56 to 58. So the Extrema Ratio, what I've seen so far, they use N690 and hardening for 58 HRC. So these guys know how to work with the steel. That's good. I've seen many tests, some of them I would say crazy, and the steel survives. So I remember the many stories, don't use these stainless steel, 440C, etc., because they are fragile. You do some stupid things with, and the steel breaks simply, or the blade made of that steel breaks. Not like that, because I've seen, as I said, many tests of Extrema Ratio knives made of these steel, and they are simply great. So that was another step. Something else is this handle. Generally, the handle shape, okay, I like it. I made something very similar handle shape. I mean, with this on my rebuild it, let's say, to machete, because I like it. We got many knives where you got the finger groove for one finger for the index, and not here. But this one, they do this, and it's quite comfortable. What's important also is it's not soft. It's not like Creighton. It's I would say kind of hard, with something soft on the very top of it. It's that kind of feeling. It's kind of rubber. I don't know how to describe it more. See that those lines are. Anyway, there is a screw. You can unscrew it. You can take this one off. There is a tail, as you can see, carry on to here, so you can clean it up or whatever. I don't know why, because it's stainless steel with a coating, so probably no many reasons. But if you want it, what's important, it will be not as cold, absolutely, than most, I would say, definitely the steel handles. On the folders, titanium handles, aluminum handles, also G10 handles, and like for example this one, and of course, like on the, let's say, micarta. Micarta could be the most of, I would say, warm out of those materials I mentioned, but this one is great. Same as the craton, of course, but this one has not the hard texture, like, let's say, like this. We got this material, and there is no the texture. It's not. It's just the material. And what was important when I watched the knife, and then I put it on the table. When I put it there, just listen. The sound isn't really noisy, like, let's say, I would say I was Silent Hero. That's the knife. I don't try this one. So the material generally is kind of silent, I would say, something like that, and nice and creepy, I would say. Okay, more to the knife a little bit later. The knife came in this box, Extrema ratio, packed with the plastic bag. There were two these papers, one from the warranty notice and maintenance, and the second one is for ordinary maintenance, which I don't know what does it mean, but I don't care really. Very nice was, it came this, and what is it? Is quality control. In case of any defect, please quote the lot number. It's interesting. So they got a guy or lady which checked the knife, and the sign, the number, there is actually date when it was made, or actually year, so product 81, year 2020, and there is the nick or some sign what means the quality control. So it's so many companies could learn out of these, because as I know, this is only that, and my Grand Force Brax X, as I know, they got the quality control in the same way. They know who made the X. So that's, I say it's very, very nice. So before I start or I come much more to the knife, the sheath. This one I took this one out because I don't like it on it. But anyway, you got a snap here. You got a snap here. You can take it under that, snap it, and it will be simply like this one. So you can have the knife there. So I've changed the side, so it will be like here, and you can have the knife there, and to have the loop on your belt. So as you can see, there are few secure things. One snap is here, is over here, and two snaps here. To be honest, I don't like the sheath that much. As I said, it's made of Cordura. This one could be alright, but this one is okay. I won't to care, because as you can see, if that will be long down, there is no any hole, I'd say, where you can put some your lashing, let's say paracord something, and lash it around your leg. So there's no strap here. There's no the possibility of strap, so it will fly around your hip somewhere like that. So that's what I don't like. What's interesting and kind of military feeling is if you got the snaps, all of them are covered. So there's no shiny something if you use it in this way. Okay, I'll show here. You can unsnap this one from one side and put it on the other side, and it will work vice versa. I got it now here because I like it more. As you can see, here is the stitching, and there is one, this one, I would say that, simply this one, okay, which you can use probably for your belt. But there is another snap here, it's not fixed, so I don't know how secure it is. I don't have that experience, and I don't want to try it. And you can't take this one off. So, okay, that's why I turn it and use it this way. What is good on this way, you can put the knife there in both ways. This one feels a little bit sticky because it was stick it in just in one way. So you can put it there, and of course, snap it as I put it now here. And that's important. See, it's moving, so I can use strap here, or if I unsnap it, I can do it in vice versa, which is good because the knife is made for lefties or righties, or actually knife, the sheath. But otherwise, it's something, if there is a drainage hole in it, those lines, it seems to me it's kind of cheap. As you can see, these lines are definitely not in line. See that one of them is going more down. You know, it's good. It is working, but I don't like it that much. Probably if I will use some of these, so it will be only this one. I don't think I will. Anyway, I will do Kydex sheath for me. That's the Cordura sheath. Okay, go back to the knife. Anyway, before I finish this video, you will see this knife side by side with the Silent Hero. I will mention it a little bit later. Why Silent Hero? Okay, I'll put it this way. Silent Hero with zero tolerance 100 and sock tick buoy. All of them, because I believe these knives got some feeling that they're made for similar purposes. That's what I feel. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I take it. I'm alright with that. So Extrema Ratio, as I said, is some company which could be called like SC or Tops. I mean Italian SC or Tops, or let's say Cold Steel. These because they are the wide line of the knives, from shorter to big one, from war fighting to let's say all around, and these things. So pretty nice. One of the problem is that these knives, I mean the Extrema Ratio knives, are expensive. I mean, compare for the materials. It's N690, which is absolutely, I would say, mid-range steel. Definitely far away from something super. It's all right, absolutely, like the 1095s, just 1095. But okay, but seems to me they stay behind the quality. And that's maybe more important, because if you pay, let's say, 20% more than average price, let's say these two knives, I get this one, I get this up for a better price, but these two knives, the Silent Hero, the price doesn't drop really, as I remember. It's still the same, which is good because the prices are going high, but this is what I bought. This one was more, for me, expensive, more expensive, not much, maybe 15 US dollars than this one. That's not a really big deal, but it is there. But I bought it before many years, as I said, so the price could be changed, but it doesn't, which is good. On this way, I get the knife that cheap. Otherwise, as I've seen the price, normal price, it will be about 25 and higher and more US dollars more than the standard price of Silent Hero here in my country. So that's important thing. Why I choose this one, I'm going to that a little bit later. So details. This is actually Shrapnel 1 Lamnia edition. Lamnia is online store with it used to be, I believe, more with the knives, but now they got outdoor equipments, but they're selling knives here in Europe. So it's known online shop like DLT or Blade HQ, something like that, but in Europe. So Lamnia edition means they made some deal, and the Lamnia edition means they added the camo, like say this kind of camo, because otherwise the knife, that's another thing, you can buy this knife with more variety of varies, the blade varies, or even the handles. So it's not about the shape, not about the thickness, not about the materials. The steel, as I know, is still the same, but you can have black handle, as I know, and you can have the blade with the black coating only, without those let's say sand line. I call it that way, or in a satin, or black. Oh, I mean completely black. So black handle, black coating on the blade. So without these, so completely black knife or black handle and satin finish blade, so silver I would say, and maybe some more. So this is the Lamnia edition because the standard version plus those. The otherwise everything is the same. Okay, the weight of the knife, of this particular knife, is 297 grams. They claim a bit more, I believe 12 grams more, but this one weighs like that. So it means 10 and a half ounces. 10 and a half ounces. The sheath, of course, complete sheath, 102 grams or 3.6 ounces. And altogether 399 grams or 14.1 ounces. So overall package with a knife is about 14 ounces. As I said, the steel is Beller N690 with hardening on 58 HRC. The thickness, as I said, they claimed 6.3 millimeters. I measured 6.4, but it doesn't matter. Okay, which is about one fourth of the inch. And what's important and nice is same like on the cold steel knives, as I mentioned that. You see the spine, the full thickness is just up to here, and then it drops and drops more, so that the blade tapers down nicely. Secondary bevel, that's nice, is 0.7 millimeters. Sorry, don't know about inches. How is that? So for me, it's on the way of slicer, which I believe the knife screams, I'm slicer, I'm slicer. You can't see that because I have a full flat grind, which is another information. It's full flat completely. And we got some kind of switch, which is definitely not sharpened, as you can see here. And we got the coating mill, they call it mill C13924, something like that. So that's the coating, how they describe it. It's really under the name and numbers. Okay, never seen that, but okay. The handle material is 4-pren, okay. And the sheath is Cordura, as I said. It's made in Italy, as we know, and whole length is 285, they claim 86 millimeters, doesn't matter. So 285 millimeters or 11.22 of an inch. The blade itself is 15.7, and I claimed after, what means the blade for me is just behind the line, behind this line, somewhere here. Even it's not exactly blade, but you know how we can describe it. Where is the blade? So okay, that one, and cutting edge is 1 centimeter shorter, so about 15 centimeters the real cutting edge, or it's actually 6.18 the blade. Handle itself is quite longer for the length of the blade, so it's 12.8 centimeters or 5.03 of an inch. So the handle, compared to the length of the knife, is longer. See how much space I put there. Silent Hero. That's even more. As you can see, this one, see the hole here and hole here, and we can see the hole here and the hole here for the same purpose. I took this knife to this knife because for these things, and the second thing is there is the hook, so it's great when you chop with the knife. It's great. Something holds holds the knife in your hand, it doesn't fly off. Interesting is here it is not. So before I bought the knife, I said this one will probably not work with light chopping because simply see the handle is going that. It's not like that actually. You see that there is some kind of grooving on the handle. And when you grab the knife here, actually a point of balance is just like, it's somewhere on this line. So when you grab the knife here, so the point of balance is here. So you've got some leverage, not much, but you got something. And you can even go a little bit down. Of course, if you put some lashing on it, you will make a D guard. You can go like this one and you can chop with it, which is nice. What is also nice and similar with the Silent Hero is the nice long edge. I mean the grinding. This knife is this slicer too, so that's something we really can find on that Shrapnel 1 knife. Only the thickness, I put them, you can see that the Shrapnel 1 is thicker, much thicker I would say. And how this one can make sparks, probably very nice, because it seems to be sharp, of course, because there is a kind of triangle angle, you know, to the spine. So I expect to be this knife to make or can produce sparks, not like the Silent Hero. This one can't, as I remember from the test. By the way, how sharp the knife came from the factory edge, untouched. Nice. Oh yeah, it's actually shaving sharp. I tried, so that's why Silent Hero, or you know, some came to my mind when I saw this knife. I said, okay, Silent Hero. So similar design, generally. I mean, especially the blade, the hook, kind of hook, which works here, as I said, and the slicing ability. And as we can see, it's slightly shorter, not that much. If I count this one, which should be they said a glass breaker, and for combat use, for some striking, of course. By the way, if I look for the description of the knife, if you're looking for a Silent Hero, you can find clear description on the top page. What is the knife meant to be? What for? Who will? For whom is this one? This knife like made for? Of course, everybody can use it for. It's a really multi-purpose knife. There's nothing on this one. They said just, I believe they said it's just extended version of the Shrapnel knife, and with some great designs and high quality of Extrema ratio, something like that, blah blah blah, nothing special. So I've heard, and I like that it's as I said, it's combat or military or outdoor chef's knife. Yeah, something like that. And okay, you will see on the side by side video with this knife where the sock there, and only there's nothing special only with that, because it could serve in similar purpose. This is more combat knife for me than this one, but have a look how nice tip is there. It's really thin, it's very sharp. You know, the sock, as I said, with my Trident original, I was really scared to do this one, and I won't do this one. It will stab me. It will penetrate the finger. So only the sock, that one, the Trident, and this one, and now this knife. Only these three knives in my collection. I was really scary to just let the knife loose simply to push to my finger. No knives, no other knives. I felt like, wow, it comes through my skin and maybe even deeper. So these three knives can do that. So pretty stubby point. By the way, about the design, compared with the Silent Hero, still, when I saw it on the picture, it looks for me like more like spear point. You know, it's like really goes to the middle. You know, the tip will be in the middle of the side, but it's not like that. As we can see, the spine drops more down, and this one doesn't. This one came straight and just a little bit higher, which leads us to why I put there into comparing, and I mentioned that for my zero tolerance 100 is the Canyonian design. to the recurve, but it's, I believe this one was the very first knife I've seen on it. When you go the belly and instead you carry on the belly and lift up the edge towards the spine, in some moment you will carry on and you make this line straight. So it meets with the spine, but not with the curvature, but with a straight line, as we can see here. So this is simply about straight. This is about 1 inch straight portion of the blade. So we got the belly, nice, really pronounced belly, and then we got a straight. You can see now in some Kershaw knives, zero tolerance. I mean, not this one, or the folder zero tolerance 0200, which is folding brother of this knife. No, I mean some other knives. You can see it here. See that? So we got the drop. Okay, we got the drop from this side. I'll turn it up. But as you can see, there is some kind of belly, not really, not too much pronounced, but about from this point, this one is straight. Yeah. So when you do a slice, as I mentioned in some another video, when you do, let's say you use it in a combat situation, so you want to do slash. So if there will be belly, like for example, it's nicely possible to see it on trackers where they got really nice belly and relatively dull tip, because it's really round. It's like that. But when you do the slash, you know, it's like you got a cycle and you touch with one point another and to the end. But this one, it's something in between of the like hawk, so like karambit style or kukri style, or simply recurve. If there is no recurve, okay, the recurve moves what we slash and tries put it back or really out of that. But this one, no, this one stays there in the angle. So when you do the slash with the movement with one axis, I would say, if you go to one axis and you move it in this way, so the flat portion, the straight portion of the edge, there's some kind of more deep cut into the material. So it's more dangerous for me. I believe it's more tears apart the material than if that will be more rounded. If use it in combat, of course. Otherwise, and it's not bad, because if you do slicing, let's say if you use it in kitchen, then you don't need to do, you know, these slices, because you do this one, this angle, and you're there. There is nothing more why you should do this one. So use those movements with your wrist, not so pronounced, which could be good for your wrist, because otherwise, you know, you could have a wrist problem. But of course, if you do it 1,000 times, which is just, you know, just more about principle than in reality, you know. And we go this one, that's the same. So we go the belly, when you stick there, and what is under that falls down to the recurve and will be processed, I would say, somewhere here. And what goes up to the tip, it goes here, but it won't, the tip doesn't let the material goes off too easy, because it adds the flat part still in the way of the movement. If you got the same axis or pivot, you do this one. Of course, if you move and you move forward and back, then it changes situation. But for the same position, if you do this one, this one works more like kind of semi-hawk or something like that. It simply doesn't work like standard belly, which is interesting, because as I said, first time I've seen that on it. Then on the zero tolerance 0200, a couple of Kershaws, and this knife got it too. So I like it. Not many knives, especially fixed blades, got this one. Okay guys, I believe I said everything about the knife. So I hope you enjoy that. And of course, Extrema ratio, and of course I will do the test. And general purpose, what I gotta say, why I bought this knife was simply I was looking for the knife over 2 years, definitely, and because the good price was really good price. It's not before that it was really hard to buy it here in my country. That was first time. The second time it was too expensive outside. Now I got it from outside, but much cheaper than I can buy it here in my country now, but as I said, for much more money. So that's one thing, but of course just not only because I like the design, but the usefulness of the knife is nice, because this is really slicer. This is a great accompany for any chopper under 300 grams, which is almost lighter for, I would say, all these military combat field knives, something like the SOG and Silent Hero. All those knives are over 300. This is under that, in slightly shorter, and these things, so nice and grabby, good in winter. So it's really nice slicer. So you can use it outside for your camping, even for bushcraft, because with the fine edge you can really carve something. You can baton through something with the thick spine, and this, as I said, this steel is proven by many videos, so it should survive. So that's the purpose as a company, or maybe even main belt knife for many purposes. But you're gonna see it in the test, as I said. Have a nice time. Bye. So here we have the Shrapnel 1 side by side with some knives I've chosen, because I believe all these four are, I say, meant to for the same description. So kind of all around, maybe tactical or fighting, or more, I would say, tactical knives than fighting even, because okay, this one could be more, but if I say some fighting knife, I would take probably dagger, but doesn't matter about that. Okay, so we got this one. They are lined up from the handles. Interesting is, let's say the SOG and the Shrapnel 1. The SOG seems to be like, you know, it has shorter blade, but it's not actually true, as I remember, because you see the guard, the line guard here and here. So if I move the guard to guard, then the SOG will have probably a bit longer blade. That's could be important. Another thing, 1095 and 690 AUS 8 CPM 3V, important. The most of expensive what I've paid for it was this one, and the price of the Silent Hero really didn't change. Then the Shrapnel one, then the Zero Tolerance, then the SOG. That's what I bought, but it was because I get a really nice price for this one. Otherwise this one will be the most of expensive out of these. So it will be 1, 2, 3 and 4. And as I said, you probably couldn't buy this knife, Zero Tolerance 0100, as a new one, probably only from some collectors, but not from the store regularly. Okay, that's these. Thickness about 4.5 millimeter, roughly 0.16 is not exactly, but it's a bit thinner, but it's like that. I believe 6 millimeters, so this one will be about 0.2 of an inch. Moment. About the thickness, the top one, the Shrapnel one, should be 6.4. What I measured, they said 6.3 millimeters, but doesn't matter. So it is 0.24, I believe, 0.24 of an inch. The SOG should be 6 millimeters, so about 0.2, so 0.2 of an inch. 6 millimeters, or Silent Hero, it should be, I believe, 3/16 or 4.8 millimeters, and Zero Tolerance should be 4.5 millimeters, and I don't know exactly the number in the inches. Sorry guys. So now you can see them like that. So carry on.